Hey Rebels. Okay, so we're just gonna jump straight into it. So I pulled out some of these cards that I made, these small ones, just random words, movies, um, hygiene things, just randomness. So what we have here is control issues much. Hmm? Top black one, we have railroad. I know you can't see it. We have print, minority report, and Jack. Interesting enough, I just did a Titanic movie-esque type of thing, play on characters. And Jack, of course, for any of those who are familiar with Titanic, if you like to go back and look at it, it's very interesting. But anyway, so what I am seeing here is that, the self-work thing never ends. So there is a situation or a dwelling dilemma that tends to continue to resurface in your mental, and you feel that you have this situation resolved, that you understand all points of the situation. And with Minority Report here, and also the movie Balls and movie Matrix, cover up is personal. So, though you feel that you have a clear understanding of what's happening and what role you play and the details that needs to be had or dismissed of going forwards or looking at how whatever direction this is, right? Um, there is a point, there is a lesson that is being overlooked, and it's right in your face. And more than likely, it is about you. Yes, you have everyone else figured out, but there is something about this that is supposed to stand out to you that you have yet to accept. And it's something that just seems so obvious, right? When and Jack is so important to me. So, uh, he's like a Janae, I think he's saying Aniko song called Strangers. And that song was about her running into the same energy of people. And they just all had different bodies. They just all had different faces. She was realizing something. So therefore, there was a lesson that she needed to learn, which is, most of her music is about saying goodbye to the past and hello to, hey, though I'm empathic, that empath shit has to stop. And I have to, I, being you, whomever this is relating to, have to let go of feeling that just because I won or feel that I won or been placed in a position where it seems that you won, in the view of others, you're losing even when you feel that you won. Because though you're setting your pieces up straight, the dominoes are going to fall as they may. In order to win some, you have to lose something. And due to the cards that we have out here, I'm realizing that that's something that you're going to lose is your acceptance of realizing though you've accepted your role, you have not been accepting your role. There is something about your role, your position, that you have overlooked and that you're not quite giving the attention that you should be given to it, that to, I guess, tie the bow and understand that there's a chapter that's over. And once you do this, the chapter will be over. For instance, how can I do this without giving up too much information? Because there are other people involved. So I made a decision early last year, springtime. I made a decision, and there are certain things still connected to this choice that I made. There are other people connected to this choice that I made. And with me making this one decision, it put other people in a more superior stance to have to invest their time. And it pretty much put me in this situation is no longer my matter, right? But though the situation was no longer my matter, now I am presently going through parts of detaching myself from that situation that hands over the authority to the now owners, right? So let's say you own a warehouse, and in this warehouse there are properties. Yes, so there's certain, you're moving your stuff out. You're moving your stuff out, but you still have to sign over documents. You still have to, in certain cases, introduce certain people to other people and put them in the position that you once were in. And the point is coming where the door is about to be closed behind you and you get to close the door. But it feels like someone, though you get to close the door, someone else does have the capability of reopening that door, though it was a door that you closed. So if I'm getting this right, and I know I haven't even pulled out any cards, if I'm getting this right, the cards, right? If I'm getting this right, which I'm sure that I am, though you're closing the door, someone else has the power to reopen that door. So though you detached yourself from this situation or people or person, you still have a connection to, you still have ties to it, via, of course, history. But this is a history that you cannot act as if it was non-existence. So let's see what it is that we are actually looking at and what it is that we need to get from that very detailed download. Healing capacity, desire of knowledge, knowledge of good and evil. Okay, and at the bottom we have the instruction card. Love it. Okay, I'm going to place the instruction card right there. Is there anything that I can get? Symbols and words on each card. Okay. Symbols and words. And I've never gotten this, although I knew that it was in there. All right. So, healing capacity, desire of knowledge, knowledge of good and evil. Be careful about, and this is, hopefully helpful information for you. I can't tell you what's coming forward. I can't tell you what to do. It's your life. You're going to live it to the quality and desires and allow yourself to align with what it is that you want to align with. But due to railroad, there was obviously a choice that had to be made. And from that decision that was made, everyone, and I really feel like this is a group of people, everyone had, including yourself, had to, will need to, or is going through the process of learning the space that they need for themselves after this situation and during this situation if you're still in it. Though you want to know what's going on, due to your letting go of that role that you were positioned in, that you handed off to somebody else, however your handoff came to fruition, there's a desire to know what's going on, but you need to realize that knowledge can be good and it can be bad. So I'm really getting the feel that there is a lot of ego that is in this situation, and that, yes, reflect on yourself, but also relieve yourself from the process of thinking and allow things to just come to you. Reflect on yourself, but you get everyone else figured out. You're going to learn other things about the opposing side of the situation from you. But all information is not good information, and all information, though, is coming to you. Let's say you had to sit down with them just to go over the annuals for maybe another year. Well, I'm sorry, no, let's say the next year to 5 years, you had to go over not the annuals, the quarterlies. Let's say you had to go over the quarterlies, even though you're no longer you're no longer in a position to make decisions over this overall situation. You still have to be present for the quarterlies for the next year. Forget 5 years, because when I said 5 years, something just grabbed me like, oh no, we're not doing this that long. But though you're not doing it this long, maybe the year span, it could be how long. The shorter span of time is more so for your engagement to still be involved and implemented. It's a necessity, it's a requirement for your presence. But after that, your presence is optional to you. Got it? Good. All right. So I'm feeling that there's a lot of ego in this situation, and that this title card, this instruction card, is allowing everyone to independently make their choice and their decisions in the matter, and knowing your place now, not holding on to the energy of what you were in when you were head honcho, or when you were at whatever this role is, but stopping, reflecting, and saying, this is my position, this is my role now. If I was still in my role, and I was looking at someone who is now in my role, what would I think is too far? Especially if I'm not just wanting them to do all the work, but what is disrespectful to my positioning, and accept that. Oh my gosh, and accept that. Okay. Oh, no, you're right. It's going to go right here. A little more. So this is obviously a bigger mess, but let's see. Okay, so, oh my gosh. So third nipple. The third nipple, and I almost look like a doorbell. Pinocchio. Scales going up, and what is that, wood in the background? Oops, something flipped over. Hold on. Two somethings. And at the bottom says, hold on, shit coins break chains. Shit coin break chain. Okay, it looked like a Bitcoin, but it also looks like, those little microchip things. So shit coin break chain. Oh, what? Okay. Whatever this is that you're leaving, this warehouse that you're leaving, this warehouse that you're signing over, things are going to look to be on the up and up. And please, once again, take your ego out of it, because believe me, I feel that there's a break that's much needed for you. So accept this break. Don't dwell on, don't celebrate in somebody else's stuff. Matter of fact, don't even look. Don't even look. You can ask simple questions if need be, if it affects you, but know when to stop. All right. So I feel with this third nipple, it's a coddling it's a situation that or a dynamic of people where there's a lot of coddling going on. So much coddling going on that they're not even working as well with each other as they feel that they are. Because looking at this, I guess this is supposed to be a six pack. There's a sense of perfection that seems to be had. And with the head not being there, this reminds me of what is that, Muppet Babies, where Muppet Babies and Tom and Jerry, what was it? No, Muppet Babies and Charlie Brown. You know how the adult just, it's rah, 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 rah. No one's listening to what needs to be paid attention to. No one is noticing what needs to be paid attention to. All right. Things are not, as well off as it's being portrayed to be, though there's still work there's still progress that is being made. With Pinocchio nose, I get from this, Pinocchio, anytime he told a lie, his nose grew. So though there's work happening in the background, there's some things that are not being paid attention to. There's details that aren't being attended to that are actually profitable to this situation. Cigarettes and caution. I'm sorry, the full ashtray and caution. You gotta let go of the normalcy that this gave to your life. Know that you are still valuable to the situation, but you have to let go of your normalcy and your concerns. I didn't even see that. Your concerns over the situation. You gotta let Pinocchio grow to be a real boy. Though we know Pinocchio is made out of wood. Towards the end or whatever, he became a real boy. You gotta let that happen. I feel how hard this is for you. I really do feel how hard this is for you. So let's see what it is that you can be doing to otherwise occupy your time as until this comes to you. Now, this is just a form of to occupy your time. You can let it go. Grieve it, mourn it, look at it inside and out. I am seeing the white horse right here. And due to the direction that the white horse is going, it's very, there's a fire within you that is desperate to make it to another location. And due to this grievances, it's almost like you're stagnating yourself and not even realizing it. I'm seeing the ship right here in a circle. You're stagnating yourself, going over and over. It's like you keep on allowing yourself to stay in when there's an opening for you to exit out of. And yes, mentally, you have exited the situation, but you have not connected your human form with your spiritual form. So your spiritual form is saying, yeah, we're ready. Your human form has not allowed it to happen in the present. You need to just go ahead. I'm sorry, not you need to. It's up to you. Are you going to sign that contract? Yes. But why haven't you? And this is the why haven't you? It's the signatures down here. I'm sorry, you have signed the contract. You have signed the contract and you have yet to hold up your end in your moving forward of letting go. Of saying, you know what, I will not make myself available until it is necessary for me to make myself available. I am not going to continue to stay so close to allow you others to realize, like, hey, I'm still here. It's like quitting your job or going into retirement and You just decide to stand across the street and just watch everybody. It's like kind of like those high school students who graduate, but for whatever reason, they keep on coming back to the school during lunch break to hang out with the kids and they've graduated. Yeah, don't be that high school graduate who's been out of high school for 2, 3 years, or even right after graduation, and you're coming every lunch period to try to hang out with high school students. No, no. 4 cups. Stop sitting on your ass with the Knight of Swords. It is time for you to handle your business, to be allowed, be proud, and live without everyone knowing, others seeing, without the grievances of others and them saying, oh, we miss you, please come back. Things are just so hard. Because while you're waiting on that, you're not living your life. You're not pursuing your purpose. You're not continuing on with your story. You are now allowing your story to be their story, because every single day, instead of saying, hey, I'm doing this, I am doing this, I am doing this, I am pursuing this, I am building my foundation, you're saying, I am waiting, I am expecting. Why am I not being missed? Why am I? When are they? When are they? What are they? Then it goes from I to they. So therefore, it's no longer your story. You are now giving them your currency. Imagine if a higher perceived power said, though that's you've done, this is yours, but I'm going to come and take it. Every time you filled up your basket with apples, somebody else came and dumped your apples into their basket. And you're out there all day, all night for the rest of your life, just letting them. Knowing daggone well you could either A, move the basket, B, stand up for yourself, or just C, walk over to another space, or say stop. There's several different options, but ultimately it has to be for you, about you, in respect of you don't want to belong someplace where you're not welcomed, or that you've already left, or that you're not asking to be, meaning they're not asking you to be there. It seems to be very clear with the cards that are coming out. Oh my goodness. And then 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a past due situation. You're still looking at your hand, trying to figure out how to balance all this out. And you've been overgiven so much to the point that you don't have your own. That bill says past due. Got 2 in his hand, and the bill says that he needs 3. He, she, I don't know. The nails are red, whichever, to each their own. And hey, just love yourself. Anyway, you've been given too much of yourself, and ain't nobody been asking you to. Though we could easily say that this is a form of people pleasing, it's not even people pleasing. It's just simply you overstepping the boundaries. Your boundaries, their boundaries that they don't have, and that they don't mind you stepping in to handle what they would like to have handled. Let's put this over here just as a reminder. Look at it. Let that be a version of you off at distance. You see it, but let it get further and further to the point that it's unclear of what that was even about, because you ain't doing that no more. Anything that make you feel like that, like you sitting at the table with all your bills just spread out, and you going over the unnecessary things that you've spent money on, and that you gave your currency to, or that you gave your attention to, and it's like, wait, where did it all go? Let that be a part of your past, okay? And that's it. What you gonna do? You gonna let it go. You gonna stand up for yourself, and you gonna stop giving away all frivolously. Maybe you need to learn how to say no, because you only got 2 pentacles left. That's enough for each letter. No. Don't turn your hand upside down, because it's not gonna change. So don't turn it to on. Well, unless on is for yourself. But no. You don't have it. You don't have it to give. And when you have it to give, there will not be a concern about what you're going to get back from somebody. Oh, do they love me as much as I love them? Or why don't they show me? No, it will not be a concern about whether you're going to be able to take care of yourself. You want your cup to overflow. You don't want your stuff to evaporate and you like, where did it go, George? Where did it go? Don't want to do that. So is there anything else that we can get from this? Because I think the message is very clear. Oh, okay. I know that there is no greater goal than love. So love yourself. Respect yourself. This card says success. You can do this. And then, look who we got here. We got the Horse King, another daggone white horse. Didn't I say that you was that white horse right there? You need to leave. The thing is, okay, we're going to do this. There is a skeleton under that suit. It is dead. It is over. It will revive itself, if ever. And you need to trust that you will know so much at any point in time, if this was to ever come back up, that those boundaries that were created from this, that the things that you learned from this, that the joy that was had when it was joy, that if this was to ever come, whatever this could be, if it was to ever come back around, that, as it said, you would never reap more than what you can bear. What you reap is what you sow. So you will be in great preparation. You will be so equipped to deal with this situation. And if it turns out that you get triggersome and you go way farther than what you should have, then guess what? You just brought yourself back to, another cycle. And that cycle won't be this exact cycle, but it will be a cycle of different lessons, different necessities. And at the bottom, worry. What does it say? It says, I am learning. Sorry about the nails. I am learning that worry doesn't change the outcome. Don't stress over it. Let it go. Have your peace. Live life. You only got one life to live due to this life's experience. Okay? Get it, got it good. I want you to enjoy what it is that you can enjoy of it. And what it is that you can't enjoy of it, align yourself to not have to deal with that. So that means solve and resolve. Move on and say, hey, not my circus, not my pony. You a whole horse, okay? All right. Go Rebels. Have a blessed one.